You ever have one of those days where things just don't want to work out right? Yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. These are just not coming through the way I want them to. All right, we still have a little bit of light coming through. But, whoops. All right, I'm going to try this one more time. I have many things I would like to talk about. But today we're going to stick with the easiest one to talk about, and that's weight. Also because everybody else is talking about it too, so it doesn't make it as personal, as private, and I don't feel like I stand out so much. And here's the issue. At 240 pounds, I stand out pretty well. However, I look at myself and my weight and my age as my invisibility cloak. And when I say that, I mean for safety purposes. If you knew my history, which you may at some point, not now, you may or may not understand what I mean. I will do my best to explain. At 240 pounds, even at 160 pounds, you start becoming invisible to other people. Although I take up a lot of space, I'm no longer a threat to other women, and I'm not attracted or attractive to men. Unless, very few anyway. So that puts me in a safe zone. It also puts me in a dangerous situation health-wise. My family history is a lot of obese women. And the more I get to know my history, the more I understand why. But, and death at a very young age. So I need to kind of pop my head out of my, resolve the cranial rectal inversion and lose some weight. My problem has been that for every ounce I lose, I gain a pound. I will succeed for a few minutes and somebody notices and it's like, oh, this shit ain't happening. And so I put it on and then some. I'm working really hard to reprogram that part of my nervous system along with other parts. And I would have hoped I would have been a lot further along by now. But apparently there's things I need to work through. And one of them is convincing myself and my nervous system that I'm safe, that I'm valuable, that I'm worthwhile. You know the drill. For those of you, and not everybody understands this, but those who understand it really understand it. And I'm sorry you understand it. I'll get there. We'll get there. I want to not feel alone, and that's why I'm doing this. I'm also doing this to work through some of my own fears that say, you know what, I can be visible and still be safe. So for that sake, I'm letting you know, I'm not the one that's going to be looking at any of the comments. If there are comments, I'm not going to look at them. I need to feel safe. I have been in enough positions that I have been unsafe. Emotionally, physically, spiritually. We could go on for days. We're not going to. I'm trying to leave all that behind me, embrace the uncertainty of tomorrow, and heal the injuries Because honestly, here's the problem. This is how I see it. And it's a problem that can be resolved, but it's going to take time, patience, effort, and continued attention. Because it's never done. It's just not going to be done ever. I've figured that out. And it's sad to know that. But there's a comfort in the fact that knowing I have something to work toward. I'll leave you this thought. An injury takes a moment. You can fall down and break your leg, break your arm, whatever. You know, a surgery to fix it still takes a moment. The healing process could take a lifetime. There may always be an issue when the weather changes, or you may never walk the same again, or you may never be able to do the same thing again. From that injury, you will not be the same. There will be a difference from the point of the injury onward. There's always going to be a difference. If you continually re-injure, if it's continually injured, that change is going to be bigger. For me, I've realized, I'm not a fan, but I've realized there's parts of me, the damage is irreparable. I'm doing my best to adapt. I'm doing my best to work around. But I will probably always struggle because of what was done, the injuries, the damage, the whatever. So I'm still healing. I'm still pushing myself to move forward and trying to push through. So, one step at a time. And sometimes the best I can do is one breath at a time. And I'll get there. Because today I'm different than I was yesterday. And some days are better. Some days are pretty sucky. Every day I'm breathing is a win. So we'll take those as wins and just call it a day. And basically, I'm doing this, putting myself out there for me. Like I said, I need to know that I'm safe. I need to be visible and safe. And I don't mean visible by 400 million pounds. I mean visible as in just visible. I know that's not a challenge. But I'm also challenging my nervous system. I'm challenging myself, and I'm facing my fears. So, no, I'm not putting my face on here, and I'm not letting you know who I am. Right now, I'm not there yet. Just this is a step. It's a huge step. So thank you for letting me share. Have a blessed day. Be kind to yourself and others. We'll talk